And hello to all friends, potatoes are with you. This is the 11th part of the Botany Fashion Guide for version 1.16.5. But before you start watching, be sure to subscribe to me and click on the bell so as not to miss new videos. And finally, we are moving on to the last section in this book. These are the artifacts of the Ender world. As the name implies, there will be various items associated with the otherworldly Ender world. The first thing we'll look at is the basic component in this section, and it's called an Ender air bubble. How to get it? You will need to take the usual bottles and go to the edge. So here I am now just poking the PCM through the air and getting these bubbles with Ender air. This way you can arrange them for yourself and return home. What are these bubbles for? Firstly, for crafting, and secondly, you can now do the following. Let's say you find yourself a stone, here's a lot of stone, and just throw this bubble with Ender's air into this stone, and it turns out to be an Endernyek. This way, you can even get an Endernyek without going to the end, although if there is a different craft of these bottles. Next, consider the talisman of a black hole. I'll take it and take, let's say, a cobblestone. Look, this talisman of a black hole is created in order to put together an unlimited number of one type of blocks. Let's say like a boulder. Because when you dig a lot, as you know the cobblestone, you also get a lot of it clogs up your inventory. How will you need to make this whole cobblestone fit into this talisman? Just approach the cobblestone and hold the talisman in your hands and poke the PCM. Thus, it stands out for you, and now you will need to activate this talisman. Just poke the PCM air, and that's it. It activated and took all the cobblestone into itself. Here it is now 64. We can also put it, it disappears, and all this fits into this talisman. And then you can come home and do the following. Turn off this talisman, place it on the workbench, and get your whole cobblestone. Next, let's look at a very interesting thing, such as MA systems only in botany. Almost every fashion already has it, and botany is also no exception. And here, you will need a storage spark for this, the main storage spark, and the storage index, a chest, and also any items. This is all you need for the most minimal, least functional storage. Let's take all of this and let's look at it. First of all, you will need to put a chest. It will store everything that we put in this repository. It will be necessary to put a spark over the chest as a storage, not the main spark, because the main spark will not be able to function together with the chest in any way. That is, just a chest will be useless. Only an ordinary spark storehouse can interact with the chest. Let's put one more spark, let's say, and let's put a third one here. That's what we get. They are not connected with us in any way yet. What should I do to link them? You will need to make one main vault and put it somewhere. It will be placed either on the chest, but then this chest will not function in any way. That is, look, I'm going to put it now. Everything is connected here, of course, but we can't interact with it in any way yet. So let me break it down and put the storage index. Let's say I'll put it somewhere right here, and I'll place the main spark on it as a repository. See all the connections we have established. And why do we need this index? The index is needed so that when we approach it, such sparks appear around. This means that we are in the zone of its action. And when we write to the chat, let's say I don't know the earth. So I wrote to the chat, and it was written by the requested one piece of land from 0, and 0 taken. This means that we don't have anything like earth in the vault. More precisely, not that there is anything similar, namely there is no land. Look. Let's say I put a stack of diamonds in one of the chests. I want to take the diamonds. How to do it? Either just go here to the chest, or go to this index, and write a diamond. So I write a diamond, and I am given one diamond. Here it is, by the way, lying around here. You just need to stand a little closer to the index. If you want to take several items, then write a number first, let's say 10, a space diamond. Get 10 diamonds. Well, this is how we got a small M system. There is also such a crystal storage cube for her. I take this crystal, and also, one spark of the vault, because we will have it all in this connection. Let's say, I want to put this here, and over this cube, I also put this spark of storage. And in it, we will need to put what we want to track in this repository. Let's say I want to track diamonds. So I poke the PCM here, and now you can see that here we have 64 diamonds stored in this network. I'll put it in this chest. It became 128. Let's say I put the earth here. It is not displayed here in any way. We can just take it again, poke the PCM here, and show that there is one land in the network in these chests. Well, in general, this cube is not needed for anything else. Then there is the storage funnel. I take it, for work you will definitely need a storage spark, a lever, a frame, an object that you want to get, and a chest is also possible. The funnel should be placed somewhere on a hill, let's say like this, 2 blocks from the ground. Next, we will put a spark over it as a storage. We also do not forget about the lever, because we will have it active only from the stone signal. And now let's figure out what she does at all. In theory, she will generally take out items and just drop them down, or if there is a chest at the bottom, then she will immediately drop into the chest. Even here, If we have a distance, it will still drop into the chest. And in order to choose what will drop, we will need a frame, and also the object itself that we want to drop. In our case, I will make an iron ingot here. I'm putting the whole thing in our vault. It's all connected with us. Let's not do that. Here the connections are established, and I press the lever. We look at something happened here, and immediately an iron ingot moved here. If I break the chest, and I press the lever, then it will just fall from above for some reason, by the way. Although it should be from the bottom at all. At least in previous versions, it was from the bottom. Now it's just possible that it was changed somehow. Next comes the storage interceptor. I will also take it from the crew storage. I will definitely need a frame, an object that we will read, and a redstone signal to show how the whole thing works. Let's say I want to put this thing right here, a spark above it, and what will it do? She will read the item that we first indicate to her, and that we will pick up while we are writing something in the chat here. Let's say now, I want to make gold here. I put it in gold. I also put a gold bar on the frame here. And here let's just hold the signal ration, so that you can see something. That's so great. I entered the index field, and I am now writing a gold bar. It is a gold ingot, otherwise we just won't get anything. Look, I wrote a gold ingot, and it is given to me. But when we don't have a gold bar here, I write a gold bar again, then we have a signal issued here. This means that we simply do not have gold, and perhaps some mechanism will be activated that will supply gold to our entire storage. Well, or something like that. And the last block for this storage is called the storage extractor. We will have it placed close to this block. This is called a storage interceptor. Then, we will put a comparator ration to it, and take redstone here. And now let's see how this whole thing will work. Here it would be necessary like this. Let's break everything down here. We will have it working for gold right now, because this interceptor works for gold. Look, let's say I'm going to write a gold bar now, and here we should have a signal right now. Here you can see we have a single one. If I make the next one now, I'll put it here in gold, and look further. Let's say I want to order 64 gold for myself. I am writing, and now here, we have a signal ration with a big signal. It sounds pretty funny, but in general, we had a single one here, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 blocks are active. Well, now I think you understand why this block was created. Next, consider these wing tiaras. There are a lot of types of them, but they just differ in textures. There are even wings without wings, and there are phoenix wings, let's say. Wings for mega ultra chickens and the like. Let's better take some immediately with textures. Let's say the wings of a mega ultra chicken. Again, it fits right here on our head. It's our head, isn't it? Yes, it's a head. And look what we have. We are getting wings like this. And now if I go out to game mod 0 now, you can see I have these really wings. I can just fly now. Look just like in the creative. That is very, very convenient. Naturally, it all wastes mana. And look, we have these 3 functions. If I click on the control now, then I will make such a big leap. And we do them somewhere every 3 seconds, probably. Here's 1, 2, or even 2.5 times somewhere. And for a second jerk, we will need to stop running. That is, look, here I am doing a jerk. Now I stop running, and I can do a jerk again. Also, look, if we fall like this, and click on the shifter, then we will soar. And if we just fall, then we will never break, because we are wearing wing tiaras. Well, in general, these are all their functions. The flight is really not endless here, because he will need to recharge. As you can see, right now my HP has even flown away, because our wings have disappeared, but they come back over time. Next comes the edge hand. And watch how it works. Let's say we have an ender chest. In it we have this turf, and also 64 diamonds. Don't you want to take Ender's trunk with you somewhere? I don't know, let's just throw it out there. Gone somewhere far away, but you have such a hand edge. You just poke your cam, and you open your own ender chest, which is tied to the whole world. In other words, consider it just a portable ender chest. Then, there is a very interesting device called the aggregator of life. So I took it, and imagine what you find somewhere deep, deep underground. Here is such a piggy spawner, let's say. We still don't like the UpCC as an aggregator of life. And here, it seems to have broken down like this, but in fact, it has absorbed this hotbed of monsters, in this case pigs. And now you can put it somewhere. Really look what's the matter. This aggregator of life will be one time for us. If you install this spawner already, then this aggregator will break, and you will have to make a new one. And so with the help of it, you can safely transfer all the spawners. Then, there is another device for working with spawners. This is the breath of life. I take it, I also take a breeding ground. Here is such a distributor and mana. Now imagine such a situation. You moved a nursery to your home, but you go for a walk. And you need your farm to bring endlessly, I don't know, their experience or something. Well, let's say yes, let's say experience. And how to make the chunks swing. You put this spinner first, and breathe life into it. And now it will need to be powered up. Let's say with the help of a normal mana distributor. I'm going to give him a pool of mana. I'm tying him to this breath of life. And now look, he's transferring mana, and this thing is going to be pumping chunks here all the time now, until we get out of the game. There will be infinitely spawned, in this case, pigs. Then we move on to another very interesting devices, let's say. This is first of all a luminizer. These illuminators are designed to make it easier for you to move, let's say, through your database. I'll put one luminizer here, and over there let's put a second one somewhere. Look, I take a staff, poke the PCM on the first one, and connect it with the second one. And now look, here we have such a whirlwind. We click on the first PCM, and thus move. But how to get back? I'm poking the PCM here. Nothing works. We will need to link this particular luminizer with the first one. And in this way they will be connected with each other like this. There will be such a DNA type even probably. And look, Tertica here, PCM. I can move there, and it brings me back. So that's endless. How do I get down from here? Just click on the shift, and now you stop flying. We can go back there again like this, and in general, it is very convenient to actually move like this. We can even go up there somewhere. The next illuminizer is a detector. When we fly through it, it will give us a kinship signal. Let's take a look at it. I'll tie them both up, that is, this one, and then, just so we start flying. Here, we have a ration signal when we touch it, and it also gives a signal when we touch it. I think you will find a use for them. Then, the switching luminizer. Here, I put the first, the second, and connect them both. Great, now let's give a signal to this ration, and sit on the first one. So I fly, and for some reason, I stop flying. Now I'm pressing the lever right here, and I can even fly back now. And just like that, endlessly. Then, we push the lever again. So I clicked, and now I'm fine with it automatically. In short, when we give him a signal ration, then we will not fly back, and just knock him out. And the last luminizer is a fork luminizer. With this luminizer, you can organize entire branches, such as networks of paths. See how it works. I'll put the first one, then here's the second one, and a branching to it. That's so for example here is one side, two side, and also three sides. Over this here, I will put a lively torch. And now watch what happens. It will blow in that direction. That is, it will lead in the direction where this animated torch looks. Here, we can put some kind of hourglass on top, so that they turn everything around alternately here. That is, look, now we will be directed there. Then we will be directed there, and over there. And we can immediately link this to this intersection. Then a whirlwind appears, and now we can fly along it, and turn left. Now I change the direction at this height with a torch, sit down again here, and fly now just forward. Well, based on this, you can make your own ways. Next comes the luminizer launcher. This platform is designed to move not only us, but also any animals. Let's say look, I'll put two ordinary luminizers like this, then here's the launcher. Let me tie these up, then I'll put a lever here, then I'll remember a peasant on this platform, and quickly poke the lever. Oh no, we can't do it, but in the end, look, I was able to click there, and quickly this peasant went to dot. This will work once. Let's shove a little resident here, and press op, and here he moves. In general, it's quite a convenient thing. Then, there is a container with a red thread. I'll take it. I'll also take the chest, funnel, and any items. I will put this container with a red thread, and it looks like this. She has such a front where the red dot is. This means that here we can put a chest in his way somewhere, and here you can see such frequencies. If I take the staff, I don't know, can you see it now? No, but I think it's already visible now. There are some kind of twists or something, I don't know, sinusoids, if you look at it from this side. Although now it's probably not visible at all, but it's okay, it doesn't matter. The main thing is that we have a connection. Now here, we are putting a funnel on top, and I'm just feeding iron ingots to the funnel. They flow away somewhere. Where they do not flow away, they flow immediately into the chest. In other words, this is remote access to the chest. Here we can even put up any wall, and still these frequencies will break through the wall, and objects will be transmitted here. In short, a very interesting thing. Then, there is a distributor like this with a red thread. It is being crafted in almost the same way, and the functionality is also similar. But look now what will happen. Here I will put a distributor in his way. It will also be possible for him to pass the lever here. And now listen carefully. Here we have a connection again. I poke the lever, and this distributor also works, that is, a radio signal is transmitted to it. I put iron ingots there now, I press the lever, and they spit out perfectly. And we can also transmit to it with the help of funnels. Look up, here are the iron ingots, and they all go into it. Again, here we can build a wall, even a double one, and still it will work for us, and everything is fine. Spit it out. Then, there is a pollinator with a red thread. It works almost the same way, only it will provide us with remote access to seeds by any, that is, a sprout. I'll put it here. Here we have the same frequency again, and just PCM bone meal on it. And so we could see now that we have grown a sprout literally. Somehow, I don't understand how, but in fact, we just fertilized it with bone meal, as it were, but through remote access. Then, a comparator with a red thread. This is again a similar thing. It gives remote access only to the chest, and it will, as it were, relay everything that is in the chest for the comparator that we will put here. That is, here we have a double signal being issued. For how long now? We can remove something there, but I won't do it. And then there will be a single signal here. In general, again, remote access is only for the comparator. And finally, the last block is an interceptor with a red thread. I'll leave it in front of the chests. Let me put a lantern right here. And now I open the chest, and this flashlight lights up for a very short time, but this may be enough to activate some kind of trap. Because, for example, a person can understand that this is a trap chest, and when it is read by such an interceptor with a red thread, he will not understand anything at all, opens it, and for some reason, everything was activated anyway, because this interceptor with a red thread could read it through the blocks. Then there is the unshakable ivy. Let's take it. And what is it for? It is needed in order to tie it to our items, very expensive, or even to everyone, and thus they will not fall out from us when we die. I tied everything up here. By the way, can we link? No, you can't tie him to yourself. Now let me kill myself. Look how everything would fall out, but in fact, I am reborn, and my items are with me. And now, if I die again, all the items will drop out. They require binding again. Then there is a sword, called the Disembodied Carver. This sword will only deal 6 damage, and has a speed of as much as 275. That's a lot, but look what the joke is. This sword is needed to kill Enderman, because 1 blow, 2, and he died. 20 units are applied to them. That's a lot actually. True, only such damage is inflicted by the Enderman, but still it's also very cool, and his attack speed is great. But by the way, it will break down very quickly, and will not be repaired by fraud. The next sword is the Star Sword. I take it, and also take creepers as test subjects. And let's say a couple of things, and let's just hit like this from afar. Look, we create such a ray that deals 10 damage to them. Literally just like this blade. Only this blade creates such a ray from us, and here literally some stars are falling. But what's more funny, we can hit right up close. Let's hit this creeper now, and more finishing damage comes from above, although the creeper dodged us. Come on and, no, now he doesn't come across either. In short, he just dodges us. But the very fact that we can deal double damage is with a Star Sword with all the damage itself, and plus a star can fall and cause about 10 damage. And the last sword is the Thunder Sword. I take him, I take creepers, and I make a crowd out of them, because we will have him hitting just a huge area. Look, we have all the creepers here lined up. There should actually be such electro effectors here, like a discharge in front of them. They slip through here, but for some reason, I just can't see them. But in fact, this is how it works. Next, consider the observer block. This is actually a very interesting thing, because it will give a signal to the diet when we look at it. Here I am looking now, and she gives the ration signal. Stops watching, stops giving the ration signal. Now I fly away, and look like this, and the ration gives the signal again. And so it will work up to 64 blocks. That is, look again, I'm flying away, again it gives a signal. So we can fly far, far away, look somewhere to the point, and let's say we have such gates open, with the help of another fashion crete. In short, a very interesting thing. I think that you will definitely find where to use it. Or by the way, here's another cool idea. You can make this type of person, put these observers instead of his eyes, and you will need to look immediately into 2 eyes. That is, you will also need a friend, and then some door will open, let's say. And the last block from this section is a power relay. I don't know why, but it just doesn't work for me here. See how it should work in theory. I'll put it on a power relay. Let's say there are oak boards here, and I'll tie this power relay to these boards. Just click here PCM, and here PCM. All communication is established. Now I'm going to leave any piston here. Sticky is not sticky. It doesn't matter. The stickiness won't work on it anyway, because it's so abnormal with us. Now I'm giving the ration a signal here, and for some reason, only it moves, although this block should also move. Most likely it's just a tank on this version, because before that on 1.12.2, everything worked fine for me. I also have lenses here. When I tested them, the power relay did not work. But so it's actually a very cool block. Well, there was a potato with you. Be sure to subscribe, like, write comments, and also click on the bell so as not to miss new videos.